Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Bear from One Gaming here, and welcome back to episode number 6 of winning a national title with every team here in the game in college football 26. If you guys have missed the last 5 episodes, up in the right hand corner will be a playlist from episode 1 to 5, or I guess to now, pretty much. But down in the description below, if you guys are unable to watch those videos, there will be a records of every team that we have done so far, and their season they eventually won a national championship game. So far, all the Power 4s that we have kind of been pretty decent. The G5 schools have been a little rough, but new episode means new team, which means we get a wheel spin. If you guys want to bypass the wheel, write a comment down below, and we'll get to that team in the next episode. Obviously, if there's more than one, there will be first come first serve. So the first one with that, and the next one will be the next one, and so on and so forth. But let's spin the wheel. Let's see which team we're gonna have this time. Of course, we still have all the military schools, which will be a little bit of a tougher one. But I think we are going to Georgia Tech, one of the Georgia schools here in this one. So let's get to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is... I went the wrong way. Whoops, I didn't mean to go all the way up, but sure. Georgia Tech is in the ACC. They are a 79 overall team, one of the lower overall teams in the ACC, so we have some work to do. But, of course, we'll go over the team and over the coordinators and coach as well. We will be Brent Key, an Architect head coach. 7-6 the last couple years, so hopefully we can be better than that and try to get some 9 wins, 8 wins here and there. But another Power 4 conference team as well. So maybe, I guess, Power 5 since the Pac-12 is back, technically. But all in all, let's check our coaching abilities first. We do have Architect, and along with barely any recruiter, mostly just recruiting for scouts-wise, pretty much. That's about it. We do have some motivator, mostly for the running backs and O-line. We also have Architect, which has been pretty good, mostly for the limitless for running backs and O-line, which will help. And along with some scheme guru, mostly probably for the offense as well. Our offensive coordinator does have Architect as well for quarterbacks and wide receivers. So that will help. He does have motivator for the boost for quarterbacks and wide receivers, so that will help. Our defensive coordinator does have some recruiter, mostly just for DBs, along with strategist for DBs and kickers and punters. It's not exactly what I want, but we might think about moving on from him. But checking out the roster here with this Georgia Tech squad, we do have a lot of seniors. Our top 5 guys are seniors. Rivers is a 92, Haynes is a 92, Rutledge is a 90, Rutherford's at 87, and King's an 87. Of course, we do have 2 freshman quarterbacks. Playing time and championship contender are the 2. We also have a freshman redshirt as well who's playing style. So hopefully we have a lot of, actually 4 of them are all freshmen. That's not bad. We do have a J.P. Howell who is championship contender, so we need to keep him. We at least need to win games to keep him wise. Wide receivers, we are going to need some wide receivers, especially with only Gatling being the guy and pro potential is that. But we should move that up with Rivers. Should be going to the draft this year, so that should move up. Tight ends in 84. We got him, but again, we need championship contender. Offensive line is okay, I think. Besides, we're going to lose our left guard anyways. And our right guard. But we do have Riggs, who we just, again, need to win games for. Tackles are fine, but of course, it's playing style. We're going to be losing our starting edge rusher. Defensive line, we're going to need some D tackles because we're losing our top 3 guys. Corners, our top 2 are leaving us, so we will need some corners. Can never go wrong with corners. We're going to need safeties. We do not need a kicker. We do not need a punter, so we are good there. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and I'll see everyone at the end of Season 1 here with Georgia Tech. And here we are at the end of Season number 1 here with Georgia Tech. We go 9-3 here on the season, end up being ranked 12th in the nation. Only losses came against Clemson, who was a very good team. They went 8-4. We also lost to Boston College and Georgia. So Boston College was really only bad loss. I mean, Syracuse went 2-10. NC State went 2-10. We beat Duke, who went number 11. I don't know how they're above us, but I guess because they went 10-2 on the season. But we've had some good wins. We had some unfortunate losses, but we're not making the conference championship due to us losing 2 games inside the conference. But we do sign a 3-star strong safety, so we'll gladly take that, and an edge rusher. But I don't think we are not going to the college football playoff. We are 13th in the nation. Jeremiah Smith wins the Heisman Trophy, 116 catches, 1,600 yards on the dot, and 12 touchdowns for his Heisman campaign. And we'll be playing Colorado State in the Holiday Bowl. So it is a bowl game-wise for us. We'll go ahead and simulate to the in-season recap, and hopefully we can go 10-3 here in season number 1, which would be a very big win, in my opinion. We do get 1,000 XP. We do win. We go 10-3 on the season. We actually got some people wanting to transfer out, but conference prestige is an A+. Coach stability, athletic facility is also up. But playing time only 3. Pro potential, we got a lot. We got 12 players wanting to transfer out, and over here we also have 11. No, that's 13. I can't do math. But that's over 20 players wanting to transfer out, and that's not very fun. But checking out the stats here for season 1, King, 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns to 7 interceptions for the senior quarterback. Haynes only played 9 games, had 707 yards for 7 touchdowns. Alexander 514 and 7. King also added 418 and 3 on the ground. Patterson over 1,000 yards with 11 touchdowns as the All-American. Efford led the team with tackles. Triplett with tackles for loss and sacks. Powell, we only had a couple interceptions. That's not very much. No defensive touchdowns. We did force a good amount of fumbles. No blocked kicks, no safeties. Kicking-wise, I think we missed 3 field goals. We did, and we made every extra point. Punting-wise, we punted 33 times, 7 inside the 20 and 7 touchbacks. And no kick return or punt return touchdowns here in season 1. But taking a look at the bracket, Oklahoma beat Duke 38-24, with South Carolina, Miami, Navy, Penn State, and Texas Tech winning their respective conferences, with Ole Miss, Ohio State, Duke, Notre Dame, Georgia, and Oklahoma as the at-large bids. So let's move on to next week to the players leaving, and hopefully not very many want to leave. Because we are a good school. I mean, we went 10-3. Why are people leaving? But we still got a decent amount of people wanting to leave. We do have a couple players here that will probably stay. Especially with them being freshmen. We want to keep them. Wow, that actually failed. That's actually kind of surprising. If we look at it, we have a decent amount of people graduating. We also have some people going towards the draft. I mean, I need to keep Efford, hopefully. He stays. That's a big one. Can we keep Tobe? No. What about our free safety of Riley? No, he's gone. Carney stays. That's big. And then we'll try to keep Pritchett, our strong safety, and that failed. But looking at the reason for... We got 3 players going into the draft. 2 wide receiver, a halfback, and a right guard all go this year. So we'll see where they went wise. And then we'll go from there and get into the transfer portal and everything like that. So we did have 4 get drafted. 2 wide receivers of Rivers and Rutherford, a right guard of Rutledge, and Haynes who went in the 3rd round. So pretty decent for wide receivers wise for the pro potential. So hopefully we can keep that going and get some more in there. But anyways, I'm going to get the transfer portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So here we are after the portal. We do sign 22 players here in this class. And if we go to the ACCs, that's the 3rd best and a top 25 class. Clemson and Miami were above us. They signed a couple more 3-stars and a lot more 4-stars and 3-stars than us. But we still had a decent class. I mean, we start off. Let's see if we get any big development traits. We do get a star dev with a 5-star offensive lineman that wants to come here, along with another star offensive line. So the offensive line will be pretty good. Any other good development trades? We do get another star with a corner. That's a big one. Star dev with a defensive tackle as a transfer. But other than that, nothing really else. So get a couple stars, nothing too much. But let's go over position changes. I don't think we signed an athlete this year. We did. I was totally wrong. He's a linebacker. We will put him at Sam linebacker because that's where he probably should go anyways. But quarterback is Amon King. We have 3 freshman quarterbacks. They'll be leading us into battle next year with Alexander as an 83 as of now. Wide receivers, we just need to see if we need to move anyone over. I don't think so. I think we're fine for now. We do have 2 80 overall middle linebackers. We're going to need some middle linebackers after this or in this next season. Safeties are fine. Kicker, punter, we're good. We do need a kicker this offseason, but anywho, I think we're good just to simulate ahead to training results, see how well this team's improves. We do get 42,000 XP. We are still at 79, but still a couple people want to transfer out. Not too many, about 10 in total. We do get 3 levels from that. We have a 90 overall. Winning is a 90 overall with a +5, +6 from a corner of Singletary. Quarterback is a 76. He only went up 2. That's not exactly what I wanted. But halfback's an 84, again, only +1. Wide receiver, big one, was Canyon with a +6 with +2 speed as well. Offensive line, did we get any big upgrades? No, not looking like it. Just a couple +1s, +2s. We did get a couple big boosts from Sam linebackers. But other than that, there's not, and a couple corners with 2 +6s. Other than that, though, there's nothing really else to write home about on that one. So let's go ahead and advance the week. I don't think we need to encourage any transfers. I could be wrong, but let's just go ahead and check. We are not. We're actually 13 players under. So we got our work cut out for us here in this next season. But that's going to end season 1. Is on to season 2 here with Georgia Tech. And here we are at the end of season number 2 here with Georgia Tech. We go 5-7 here on this season, so we won't get a bowl game, but we did not start off good. We actually won one of the first 3 or 4 games that we had, and of course, both 3 teams ended up being ranked at the end of the year. So, I mean, in total, they were, 31-5 at the end of the season. Granted, I mean, we shouldn't have lost to Georgia State, but all in all. But then we beat Wake Forest and lost 2 straight. Then we won 3 in a row, especially against a ranked Duke. But again, it was a lot of very good teams this year. Again, we had to face Georgia, Pitt, Duke, Clemson, who were all ranked at the time when we played them. Colorado and Georgia State were not. But 89-43 combined opponents record was pretty hard for us. But 5-7 does not get us a bowl game, so we'll just go ahead and look at the stats now. King, 2,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not very good. Rushing-wise, 768 with 3. Powell added 288 and 6 on the ground himself as well. Our leading receiver was Stockton at 698 with 10 touchdowns. He's going to lead because of playing style. Defensive-wise, Jordan IV had 70 tackles to lead the team. Burley led the team in tackles for a loss and sacks. We actually had Crawford getting 4 picks, which is very, very nice. No defensive touchdowns, though. Kicking-wise, we missed 3 field goals. Punting-wise, we had 11 inside the 20, which it actually is pretty good. And no kicker punt return touchdowns here in this season. So we do have to hire staff. It looks like our defensive coordinator left, so we will advance until we get him at this point now. So we'll advance the week. See, I guess our coordinator options here. We do sign a 3-star linebacker and another 3-star free safety. So we'll take it on all the players because we're going to lose a lot more. That's 10. That's 18. That's 22. 24. Math is hard. So we're going to need all the players that we can get here at the end of the season or into the transfer portal as well. And plus, we're already 13 players down. We also signed another 3-star middle linebacker. That's Mike linebacker, I guess. But 5-7 season after a very good season 1 is not very good. But Knight wins the Heisman Trophy, 4,600 yards, pretty much just rounding up. 41 touchdowns with a 69% completion percentage. for the Tennessee quarterback. And now we get to hire staff. And let's find out who we can sign here. This guy is probably pretty much be us again as well. Kind of looking for someone with a little bit of recruiting, because that's what our defensive coordinator was the last time. But so far, there's been nothing. This guy is probably it. And hopefully he decides to go with us rather than like Arkansas, Kentucky, Texas State. But let's advance the week. Did we get him? I don't think we did. Would have popped up. No, we did. Let's go. That's our defensive coordinator. So now we can go ahead and simulate an in-season recap here. See who wins it all here in Season 2. And we'll find out who what we do in the offseason here in a second. So looking at the bracket, looks like Georgia ends up winning it all 44-31 over Ohio State, with Duke, Texas Tech, Tulane, Oregon, and Tennessee winning their respective conferences, with Georgia, USC, Clemson, Nebraska, Alabama, Ohio State, and Florida as at-large bids. So congrats to Georgia, and of course now we get to sim to next week, go over players leaving, and hopefully we can bring a lot of them back, but I highly doubt it, because this will be a struggle. Yeah, a lot of people want to leave. Trying to keep McNeil. He stays. That's good. Maybe Slayton as well. Nope. All right, he's gone. Maybe Wiley. Nope, he's gone. Powell. Yep, Powell stays. That's a big one. That's an A2 overall. What about Whiting? He's gone. Burley is gone. So we lose 2 of our best players as well. That's unfortunate. So, well, let's advance the week and then go into the transfer portal. I don't think we're going to have any players drafted this year, since we had them all last year in Season 1. But we can always find out here in just a second. Draft results, and we did. We had 2. We have Singletary, the corner, and Efford, the Mike linebacker. So good for them. We'll gladly take it. But now I'm going to get the transfer portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So after the portal, we signed 34 players and signed a top 10 class. With 34 players, 4 5-stars, 8 4-stars, 13 3-stars, and 9 2-stars. We just had a couple more 4-stars. We probably would have been in a top 5 class, but Clemson had, I think, 1 point better than us. Yeah, literally 1 point. We weren't going to be in the top 2, because that was like a 12-point difference, but we had a pretty good off-season here. Let's go over every development trait. We get a star dev for Alan McSorley, a cornerback, 5-star. Anyone else? Wow, impact dev for a 5-star halfback. That's a little unfortunate. Do we get a star dev right tackle of George Moss? Anything else? Back-to-back star devs for wide receivers. So we'll take that. Any elites, maybe? We get another star of a 3-star will linebacker. And it got 2 more stars, 2 quarterbacks. Aaron Noland and Kevin. Kinney. This is Kinney with 2-star devs for quarterbacks. Anything else? Nope, we just added these guys late, just decided to fill out the roster. But 34 players, I think that's one of the highest we've ever had. But going into position changes, I can't remember if we signed an athlete. We did not. So we'll just go over one by one. Quarterbacks are actually pretty good now. Kinney's going to lead us off. Maybe Nolan takes over. Who knows? King will now be down in the depth chart. Halfbacks are fine. Wide receivers are somewhat okay now. We have a 78 overall. Probably going to start. Tight ends a 75. Offensive line, we could move these guys to left guard and left tackle. That's what I think we're going to do. Because we can still do it, but remember at the beginning, you could not do that. If you did that, you were screwing people over. I'm happy they changed it, but we'll move those guys to left guard and left tackle just so we can have 3 and 3. We have 4 and 5 there, so that's not terrible. Edge rushers, do we need to move anyone over? We probably should. We can move Norris Jr. over to left. Good old left edge. Defensive tackle, we're okay. Sam linebacker. Do we have more Will linebackers? We're gonna move Temple over to left, or to Will, or Sam. He's already at Will. I'm so confused. Corners were actually pretty decent now with a couple of 90 speeds. Safeties were actually somewhat decent. We could probably move one of our other ones over. We're gonna move Clemmings over to strong safety. Just so we have 3 and 3 in those situations. And we are good with punter and kicker because we have a 79 overall freshman kicker coming in. Nice. But let's advance the week. We'll go over training results as well. And then we'll get into Season 3 here with Georgia Tech. We're an 82 overall. We do jump up. We're like a 79 overall last year. We do gain 2 levels as well. And we have a +8 from Edmonds. He's now an 82 overall. We have another +8 from a left guard. Galloway's an 80. Gatling's an 80. Let's just go one by one. Kenny is actually going to start as an 84. Nolan was very close to starting. He's an 84. King only went up +1. Halfback went up +4 for JP Powell. Wide receiver, of course, +8. We also had a +10 for Udo. Didn't increase his speed, but still pretty decent. Tight ends is 78. Of course, we already saw the 82s for the offensive line. We also saw the 80 with the +8. Off centers really didn't get any improvement, but our tackles did. Defense got a couple +9 for the senior linebacker, of course. No one on Mike linebacker went up. +7 for Gardner, so he will be starting. Unfortunately, he does have 85 speed. Did that guy say +4 speed and +6 or +4 acceleration for Dowdle? We'll take it. But yeah, other than that, nothing really else to write home about. I don't think we need to encourage any transfers since we signed a bunch of players and we were under last year. But we'll check just in case, and we do not. We're actually only 6 under now, so we gained players. But anyways, that's going to end Season 2. It's on to Season 3 here with Georgia Tech. And here we are in Season 3 here with Georgia Tech. We go 7-5 here on the season, a better season than last year. We actually start out 1-2, beating Arkansas State and losing to Kent State, Virginia. Beat Wake Forest, lost to Notre Dame. Beat Florida State, lost to Miami. Then we won 4 in a row. North Carolina, Cal, Syracuse, SMU before getting destroyed by Georgia in our final week of the season. So we should be getting a bowl game. We're not making the conference championship. That would go to Clemson and Duke. So it's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. But let's advance a couple weeks, see which bowl game we are going to have. We do lose a strong safety in recruiting, which is a little unfortunate. But we still got to advance one more week because we get to week 16. And then, of course, we will see how everything is. We are in a recruiting battle with Michigan. We're in a very close battle there. But yeah, 82 overall, 84 offense, 81 defense on the season, and going 7-5 is not bad. Marcel Reed wins the Heisman Trophy, 4,400 yards, 39 touchdowns to the 74% completion percentage for the Texas quarterback. So not Arch Manning here in Season 3, but we'll be playing Hawaii in the Sun Bowl. So we're just going to go ahead and simulate an end-of-season recap. We'll go over the stats, and then we'll go over the bracket themselves here in Season 3 and see who wins it all here in Season 3. Yeah, back up to a 4-star prestige, which is kind of nice. But now let's check out the stats. Nolan and Kenny both played, but it looks like Nolan got more playing time. Kenny's going to be gone. He's an 84 overall, but Nolan also is an 84 overall. 12-2 for touchdowns to picks. Kenny went 10 of 3, and both only had 1,000 yards passing. Not very much. Rushing-wise, Powell 816 with 4. Busby 373 with 10. Jimmy had 671 and 8 touchdowns in his freshman season. Campbell 482 and 4, and Gatling 376 and 2. Hicks had 254 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Defensive wise, Manning had 78 tackles to lead the team. Boyd and Jones with 10 tackles for a loss. 3.5 sacks from Marshall and Boyd. We had 4 picks from Dowdle. Pretty good. Any touchdowns? No. Kicking-wise, we missed 4 from 50. Punting-wise, we had 11 inside the 20 and 10 touchbacks. No kicker punt returns here in this season as well. We did win our bowl game. That's what I was about to look at. We are 8-5, so we did win it. And it looks like Oregon defeats Texas 45-35, with Michigan, Texas Tech, Boise State, Georgia, and Clemson winning their respective conferences, with Florida, Alabama, Miami, UCLA, Texas, Notre Dame, and Oregon as at-large bids. So let's get into the players leaving aspect, and then we'll get into everything else. We got a couple people wanting to transfer out, not too many. Our kicker apparently wants to leave because of coach prestige, which is not very good because he is an 80 overall, but we got a lot of quarterbacks thinking about leaving, but not that many want to leave, though. McSorley I want to keep. He's gone. Powell I definitely want to keep. He stays. That's big. Edmonds is gone. Rojas is gone. What about Harpring? He's gone. King is gone. And Isaacs is gone. So we only keep one player, and that's Powell. But we have another 3, 6, 10 players leaving us, which isn't terrible. We only need 20 players then in this next recruiting class. But again, we are still a couple players down. So we definitely need to sign as many people. Our punter did stay and our kicker did stay as well. So we'll take it. Did we get anybody drafted this year? We did not, but hopefully next year. But I'm going to get the transfer portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So after the portal, we get 21 signed players here for next season. If we go to the ACC, we actually are a top 25 class again. Clemson was top 3, though, or top 5. But if we look at the school-wise here, we did miss out on some players that we did need. But B- championship contender, B+ program edition, brand exposure, good pretty much everywhere. Academic prestige, athletic facilities. We're pretty good everywhere else. It's just playing time is a little bit rough. Proximity to home and playing style are really the only ones that people want to leave on. So I think we're fine for now. We will need to check, of course, development traits. I almost forgot about that. See if we get any. We do get a star. Will linebacker. We'll take it. We do get an elite dev halfback of Colin McIntosh. Let's go. We also get a defensive tackle of Sheets, star development. We also don't get much, but we do get a couple stars and an elite dev, so we'll gladly take that. I don't think we signed any athletes that I remember. We actually did. I'm an idiot. It's fine. He's a will linebacker. But let's go over. Don't think we need another quarterback. We have Nolan, who's an 85. We'll probably move up a bunch, too. We have a couple freshmen behind him now as well. Halfbacks, we're good with Powell being an 88. He'll probably be going pro after this season just because he's a senior now. We also have Caps, who's an 81, to take over for him immediately after. But we do need to have playing time, which he will be getting, so that'll be fine there. Wide receivers, okay for now. We definitely need some better ones. 2 of them are seniors. We need some tight ends. O-line, I mean, we're fine. We have a bunch of offensive line to move over. Like, this guy can go to left guard. This guy can go to center. Because we can have players go in those spots. Right tackle, I mean, it's not really a point to having 2 right tackles at 77 overall, so we'll just put this guy at left tackle. Edge, we're good. Defensive line, we're actually pretty solid. Linebackers, we're okay. We have a lot of will linebackers now. Corners, we just need to develop. Same thing with safeties, and we're a good kicker punter, so don't need to make any more position changes. Let's advance the week. See how much XP we get for leveling up here. 20,000. We're an 82 overall still. I don't know how we're still an 82. I feel like the ratings are still broken in this game because we have multiple 87s and 86s. How in the world are we still an 82? We got a +9 from Jimmy, who's an 88 now. Quarterbacks an 87. Halfbacks an 89. Wide receivers an 88 and an 87, along with another 83 and an 82. Tight ends a 79. Offensive line is 80s across the board. D-line is a little bit lower, but they're higher 70s. 80 overall middle line or Mike linebacker. Corners are a little rough. Maybe that's what's bringing us down, but the offense should be way over an 84. So I don't know. With 87, 89, 83, 82, 88, 87, 83, I feel like we should be at least an 84, but at least overall wise, and then like an 87 over or 86 overall offense, but I don't know. But taking a look to see if we need to encourage any transfers, I don't believe so. We might. Yeah, we're still 5 under. So we're still 5 players under, but that's going to end Season 3, but it's on to Season 4 here with Georgia Tech. And here we are in Season number 4 here with Georgia Tech. We go 10-2 here on the season. A pretty solid season. I don't know why I went into recruiting there on accident, but here we are. Going through the team schedule, our only losses came against Pitt. We lost by 7, and then, of course, we got destroyed by Clemson, 61-21. But we won every other game. I mean, it was pretty solid season. We even beat Georgia somehow and had to face ranked SMU and Georgia at the end of the year, and that's how I think we end up being ranked 7th. But unfortunately, we don't make the conference championship game, even though we only lost 2 games. But it is fine. We did sign a 3-star free safety. Well, I guess we'll gladly take it. We stay at 6. Actually, did we go up to 6? I think we went up to 6. So we will be making the college football playoff here in Season 4 with Georgia Tech. We'll gladly take it as well. We're still losing some players, especially a couple 4-stars late, but 85 overall. And barely anyone really wants to transfer out, so we will gladly take it. Williams Jr. wins the Heisman Trophy for Colorado. 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 65 interceptions. I wanted to call him Desmond, but that wasn't an S. We'll be playing USF in the college football playoff, though, so a decent start for us. But we'll check out the bracket as well. Colorado, USF, Michigan, LSU, and Miami won their respective conferences, with Notre Dame, Oklahoma, UCLA, Georgia Tech, Alabama, Clemson, and Texas with the at-large bid. So we win this game against UCF. We have to go play Clemson, who so far beat us in the first matchup that we had to play them against. But this one's against USF, and they are a 69 overall team. So hopefully we can take advantage of this overall difference. But we got to win. We got to move on. Because Clemson is waiting for us, hopefully. But a win here will look pretty good. Getting into the quarterfinals here in Season 4 would be kind of nice. And we are starting on offense first here in this one. The offense goes nowhere, and USF gets a field goal to take the lead, and now they get another one. It's 6-0 at the end of 1. We're not looking good. Now we finally do something. We get a touchdown, and it's 7-6, and now 14-6 at the half with a big touchdown before. USF punts. We punt, and then they get a 1-play touchdown. So they tie the game up 14-all, and then we get a turnover. And we have to kick a field goal. So it's 17-14 here in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 1, they get a first down. They are in field goal range, and they get a first. But they have to kick a field goal. So now all we need is to get into field goal range and win the game. And I think we are in it, and we got it. Kind of a closer one than much of us thought it was going to be, but a 20-17 win here for Georgia Tech. And that's not looking very good if we want to go very far, especially with how we played in that game. It was pretty rough. But hopefully we just, the rust was there. Hopefully we knocked it off going into next week against Clemson, since we didn't play for a couple weeks. That does make sense, but we go to 11-2 on the season. Playing time is a big reason why some people want to transfer out, but coach prestige for our kicker. We can just sign a kicker anyways, but hopefully we can get some of these guys back. But again, we're going to go play Clemson here this week. And we do unlock Strategist, which, sure, I guess. But taking a look at the bracket, Notre Dame beat Colorado, Oklahoma beat UCLA, and Michigan defeated Alabama. So, again, we got to win here to move on to the semifinals, but this will be our toughest battle yet against a 9-2 overall Clemson. But let's get it started, and hopefully we don't get a loss, and maybe we can pull off a bit of an upset. They destroyed us last game. Maybe we can try to get a win and move on. We are, of course, going to be at a neutral site, so it's about 50-50 for the crowd. And we're going to start going quarter by quarter, playing on defense first, and we give up a touchdown, but the offense gets a field goal. So it is 7-3 at the end of one. We'll begin with a punt, but both punts for both sides. Now it's 10-3, and it'll be that way at the half. But we start with the football in the second half. We punt. So does Clemson. So does us. And Clemson will have a goal to go, and they get a touchdown. So it's 17-3. We drive down pretty quickly. There's the touchdown. So now a 7-point game. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that before, but the defense gets a stop. Now can we get another touchdown to tie the game? And we do with 3 to go. A big fourth quarter by our offense, but Clemson gets a big one-play touchdown, and we are just going backwards, and that's the game. Clemson will beat us 24-17 in Season 4. We just couldn't beat them for the second time this year. I mean, we put up a tough battle in the fourth quarter. It's just we couldn't do anything the rest of the time. So, unfortunately, that is going to end Season 4. So, we can just simulate to the end-of-season recap. See who wins it all in this season. And potentially, hopefully, go back in Season 5. And hopefully win it all this year. But coach prestige goes up, stability goes down. But really, the only people really want to transfer out is due to playing time. Checking out the bracket. Clemson ended up losing to Miami in another ACC battle, but Miami goes undefeated. 39-22 win for Miami. So now we can check out the stats, of course, for this season. Noland had 2,500 passing yards, 26 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I went down to Hawaii on accident. Rushing-wise, Powell, 971 with 6. Receiving-wise, Hicks with 717 and 9. Defensive-wise, Gideon with 101 tackles. Marshall led the team with 7 tackles for loss. We only had 3 sacks as the guy that led the team. McNeil had 3 picks. Do we have any defensive touchdowns? No. Kicking-wise, we missed 1 from 50. Missed 1 extra point as well. We did miss 2 field goals. Punting-wise, we had 11 touchbacks, so not great. And we did have a punt return touchdown this season, so that's good for him. But now, let's get on to the off-season here in Season 4. We'll go over players leaving, of course, and hopefully it's not as many as it normally is, and I don't think it will be. Nope, there's not very many. We got 8 persuasion attempts, and we're keeping Udo, who is our best wide receiver. We're also keeping Colin, who is our best center. We will be losing a couple will linebackers. We can easily get those in the transfer portal. But can we keep Dunham? We do. Can we keep Dell? We do not. So only 4 people are leaving us at the end of the season. So that's not as bad as it was before. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade some coach points because we are about to get into the training boost part of the season. So we'll get that upgraded. Don't want to lose out on those points that we could have gotten there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything done with the transfer portal. And I will be right back. So here we are after the portal. We signed 21 players here in this season. We actually get the 14th best class. 4th though in our conference because North Carolina signed 13 4-stars and 21 3-stars. Miami signed a 5-star, but Clemson signed 5 3-stars or signed 5 5-stars and 26 4-stars. That's insane. But taking a look at our board, we can just go through, see if we get any good development traits. Just going one by one here. We do get a star dev right guard. That will help. Elite dev will linebacker and another star dev will linebacker. So that will definitely help out. but everyone else is a normal or an impact dev, so really nothing else really to write home about there. We will check to see. I think we did have an athlete or two. We had one. He is a linebacker, and he will be a Sam linebacker instead of a Will, because we just signed a couple Will linebackers as well. But taking a look at quarterbacks, Keaton will be starting for us. It has an 81 overall as of right now. I don't think these guys will jump over him. Wide receiver an 86. We have two 82s as of right now, so we're good on wide receivers. We're good there, although we have no speed whatsoever. There's only two guys with 90 speed. Tight end's fine. Offensive line is looking a little rough. Can we move this left tackle to... Actually, you know what we might do? Hold on. Ryland is going to be moved to left guard. Immediately up to an 88 overall. We will then move one of our other guards, one of our freshman guards of Anthony Capps, to left guard, since we are losing a lot of our guards next season. And one of our right tackles of Gardner, since he is a freshman, we'll move him to left tackle, since we just need bodies over there. And we'll probably also move our senior right tackle also over to left tackle as well, just to fill out the threes all the way around. Edge rushers were good. We could use probably a Sam linebacker, so we can move Orr over to a Sam linebacker. Corners were decent, although we need speed. Safeties were fine. I need to move one to a strong safety, since we are losing one next season. I'm going to move Smoker over to strong safety. And then I think we're good. I don't think we need a kicker punter. Nope, we are good there. 80 overall punter is actually solid. But let's advance the week. See if we need to do anything with encouraging any transfers. I don't believe so. We'll also go over the training results as well. We do have a development trade upgrade for Gardner. Gardner to an impact dev. That's it, though. That's the only one that upgrades. But offensive line has a 93 and a 91 overall. Both of them are guards. One of them is a senior. One of them is a junior. So they might leave us, though, after this year. Offensive line's looking pretty solid. Quarterback's an 84. Halfback's an 82 or 88 with two 86s behind him, because we have that elite dev of Colin McIntosh, who went up plus 11. Plus 12 to agility and change of direction. It was, dang, okay. Also got plus 12 in carrying. Wide receivers, I mean, again, just no speed there. Tight ends up to a 76. Again, 89, 93 left guard, 83 center, 91 right guard, 88 overall right tackle. So our offensive line is pretty dang good. Our defense, though, besides getting a plus 6 and a plus 7, really nothing really else to show here. We got a plus 5 speed from Pidgeon. Why did I think of Pidgeotto when I saw that name? Or Pidgeot. Same thing. Pokemon reference there. Safeties, we have a 79 overall there. 82 for a strong safety. 86 and an 81 kicker and punter. So we do have a decent kicking game-wise, at least. So if we need to rely on that, we can. But really only have 6 people wanting to transfer out, and really one person really is not. But do we need to encourage any transfers? We do not. We're 4 under. So that's going to end season number 4. It's on season 5 here with Georgia Tech. And here we are in season number 5, where we go 12-0. Really, really good season. Can't say anything else about it. Boston College ended up being ranked 11th. So, and Louisville was 14. Clemson was 21. Excuse me. Georgia was ranked 8th. Or is ranked 8th. Now we're going to play Miami, who is ranked 9th here. And again, hopefully, we get a win. We go 13-0. We get a bye. If we lose, I don't think we get a bye. And we did lose, but we do get a bye. We actually are number 4 in the nation. So somehow, some way, we somehow get a bye. I don't know how, but Miami does beat us in the ACC championship game to give us our first loss of the year. Rather do it now than in the championship or in the college football playoff. But Russell, the quarterback from Ohio State, wins it all. 3,500 or wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,500 yards, 36 touchdowns with a 67% completion percentage. And of course, we do get to bye in the college football playoff. So we are going to be one of the at-large bids. Alabama, Ohio State, Wyoming, Miami, and Oklahoma State are the winners of their respective conferences, with Nebraska, Texas Tech, Georgia, Texas, Penn State, and USC and Georgia Tech are the at-large bids. So we'll play the winner of Nebraska and Wyoming. We'll have to see here after this simulation week. See what we get. And the answer to that question is Nebraska. They end up beating Wyoming. Well, I don't wonder what the score was there. Penn State beat Texas. Georgia defeated Texas Tech. Penn State, of course, beat Texas. Miami beat Oklahoma State. And Nebraska won 52-31 over Wyoming in their matchup to come play us. Both teams have 12 wins and almost the exact same overall. But they have the better offense, but we have the better defense. So hopefully defense wins championships and we can stop their offense. Their defense really isn't the highly rated, but you never know what can happen in these games. So we got to play well enough to win. And hopefully we can do that, because it would suck if we would go 12-1 on the season and then lose in the second round. But we're starting on offense first here in this one, and the offense goes nowhere. Nebraska kicks a field goal to take a 3-0 lead, and then we get a touchdown pretty quickly at 7-3 at the end of one. Second quarter, Nebraska retakes a lead by now we have the lead. It'll be 14-13. A lot of quick scoring there in the second quarter. Third quarter, second half starting, Nebraska puts up a touchdown to take a 7-point lead. Heading in the fourth, but on the first play of the fourth quarter, we take the lead. Or we tie the game up. 21-all, and now we have to kick a field goal. We have a 3-point lead, and we force a 3-and-out, but so does Nebraska. The defense, again, gets now a 4-and-out, a first down, and we win it, but how about a touchdown? We take a 10-point lead here on Nebraska. They go for it on 4th down and 17, don't even get close. So Georgia Tech will win 31-21 over Nebraska. That means we're moving on. The semifinals for the first time. I thought the game froze there for a second. I was about to be really upset. I mean, if we would have won that and the game would have froze and we didn't, I was going to give us a force win at that point, because you saw that we won. So, but we are going to the semifinals. That was like really be the only time I would ever force win a game, is if we win and then the game freezes or something happens that, yeah. But anyways, we get Georgia. We did beat them early on, but looks like USC defeated Penn State and Miami defeated Ohio State, so we might get a rematch of the ACC championship game if we can beat Georgia here in the semifinal game. But it all comes down to the simulation when Georgia is a 95 overall team. So this will be a tough one for us. But if we win, it would be nice if we can. I think we can do it as well. Because if we can do it, we can definitely do it. And try to advance to the national championship here in just 5 seasons with Georgia Tech. But we are going to be starting on offense first. The offense goes nowhere, but the defense gets a stop for both times. And Georgia takes the first points of the game. It's 3-0. Second quarter, not really the offenses have really done much today until we get a field goal before the end of the half. It's 3-3. Both defenses have played out of their minds today until Georgia finally is starting to do something here in the fourth quarter, and they will kick a field goal. So the defense gets a goal line stand. Now the offense starts to get a goal-to-go situation, and we miss a field goal. So not exactly what you want there, but the defense holds. And then we score the first touchdown of the game here in the fourth quarter, and the defense now just needs to stop. A 4th and 8, they get one. And Georgia Tech will defeat Georgia 10-6 and will go to the national championship game. That one was a wild one. No offense could do anything in that one. So defense has really stepped up for both sides. But that means we are just one win away from a national championship win here with Georgia Tech. And again, we're going to be playing either USC or Miami. And I like we got the Governor's Cup as soon as we won that too. We'll be playing USC in the national championship game. So they defeated Miami. I was really hoping we would get Miami again. I really wanted my revenge for our only loss. But they lost 38-24. They also put up 35 on Penn State. So this will be a tough one, especially with us only putting up 10 points on Georgia last week. But USC is the same overall as us. But USC does have a 2-point overall advantage on us on defense. But that may not matter here in this one, because we still got to play the simulation. And hopefully we can get this win and move on. I guess I'd have another team down. I guess really not say move on, but I guess move on in the next episode. But we're starting on offense first. And we go down the field and get a field goal. Defense gets a stop, but then we turn it over on offense, and that leads to a 7-3 lead and make it 10-3 for USC. Now 17-3, now 17-6, now 17-9, now 17-19. Before the end of the half, we had a huge run of points right there of 16, but USC takes the lead 20-19 going in the fourth quarter. Defense could not get a 3-and-out, which would have been huge. But they will force a field goal attempt, so we are down 4. And then we have to punt. But we get a 3-and-out. Now we just need a touchdown to take the lead, and there it is. We are up 3 with 2 minutes to go. It'll be a 3rd down and 5, and now 4th and 13. They don't get a first. 4th and inches, we kick a field goal. So now we are up 6 with a minute to go. All we gotta do is hold before they get in the end zone, and we do. Georgia Tech, here in Season 5, has officially won it all. Definitely took 2 tries here in the college football playoff, although year 1 was kind of a surprising year 1, but unfortunately didn't get into the college football playoff, but we finally do it in Season 4. Unfortunately, we were only one and done after that, but our second try, we win it. And a win is a win. We'll gladly take it, because that is another team down. And now it's going to be on to the next team. But there is the trophy along with the whole team. And 29-23 win. That was a close game as well. That's what you pay for at that point. People at that game definitely saw a great game overall. We also set some single season records as well. Of course, there's the national championship winner. And we'll go check out the stats, of course, on the season. Keaton had over 2,900 yards, 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. A lot of touchdowns, but not very many yards. Rushing-wise, Busby had over 1,200 rushing yards. There's where the yards came from with 5 touchdowns. Keaton 313 with 3. Crosby 206 with 4. And Caps was 1 yard off at 200 with a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Foster led the team with 763 with 6 touchdowns. Hicks had 9 touchdowns. Jimmy had 8. Ruben had 5 with 386 yards. We had 3 guys with over 600 receiving yards, though. Defensive-wise, Gideon and Ari both had, Ari. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. I would butcher it. With 88 tackles to lead the team. Goodley and Dominic both had 10-plus tackles for a loss. Goodley also had 9 sacks to lead the team. Only had a couple guys with 2 interceptions. Not very much, but we did have a defensive touchdown. Forced a good amount of fumbles. Did we get a block? We had 2 blocked kicks, but no safeties. Kicking-wise, we did miss 2 field goals, or 3 field goals. 1 from 20, 1 from 40, and 1 from 50. That's about it. But made every extra point. Punting-wise, we did have 11 inside the 20 and 10 touchbacks with 3,000 punt yards, but no kick return or punt return touchdowns here in the national championship winning season. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It is free. Really helps out the channel. I hope you guys, again, did enjoy the video. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. Sorry I didn't post this sooner. I had a little bit of trouble with this last season recording. So I've had to do this like 3 times now. And luckily I had backup saves. So it's a little bit awkward. But all in all, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. And I'll see you guys on Monday with our 0 overall dynasty. So anyways, I'm out. Peace.